So this mic actually already existed and it came out 2 years ago, but nobody really cared. So the question is, why does Insta360 think that they can break the bank this time? Insta360 just announced their brand new wireless mic pro at NAB 2026. Now this is the Saramonic Blink B2 and it's actually already been out for 2 years. I reviewed this microphone 2 years ago and it is a really good microphone, but I think at the time it was just ahead of its time and I don't think the market was actually quite ready for it. At that time, that's when DJI started to emerge and that's also when the Rode Wireless Mic 2 was basically running the game at that point. Now we're in 2026 and Rode has kind of went down, Highland has emerged and DJI is kind of king, but now with DJI potentially moving out of the US, Insta360 is now moving into the market. So we have an interesting story today on whether or not the brand new Wireless Mic Pro is going to actually do well, or if it's going to fall to the same victim that the Saramonic B2 did in 2024. I used to get a lot of questions about the microphone. People used to say, is that a interactive pen? Is it a video on your chest? You know, what was it and what is it? And I used to get that question all the time. And the reason it didn't catch on for me, it wasn't because it doesn't sound good. In my home studio environment, I switched to a shotgun microphone above my head that's right out of frame right here. I'll tap it so that you know that it's there. And the reason I switched to that is because I got tired of having to charge, recharge, and then wonder whether or not the microphone that I was using was actually going to be ready to record with when I sat down in front of the camera. So I switched to a shotgun situation. And because of that, I kind of moved away from all wireless microphones in my studio environment. I still use them on the go, and I've reviewed a lot of them in the last 2 years. But that's mainly why this one didn't catch on. And I think that this one is really good for talking heads and TikToks and reels and shorts and things like that, where branding really matters, because you can put your own brand on top of this. You can also put your logos. You can put the brand of the company that you're representing or the video that you're making. You can put that logo there as well. So the question is, why didn't the market pick up to this? And the truth of the matter is, there may be twofold. The reality is that they came out with a second version, the Mi U2 version, which came with a different case, a charging case with a data compatible case where you could plug it into your computer and you could move the information from the mics directly to your computer using that case, plugging in through USB-C. I have this original case that came in this hard case, which is basically everything that you need on the inside of this. It has all the different magnets and attachments, and then up in this top part, it has all the cables to plug it into either your camera or your cell phone. This one also connects via Bluetooth, so you can just connect I guess this is the B2, this middle portion here, which is the receiver. And this connects directly to your cell phone via Bluetooth. And then the two transmitters connect to that receiver, and then you can get audio directly through that way. And then this one, you can see, I have it customized so that you can see the audio moving on the screen there, etc. Some of the main features for this, I think, are still relevant in 2026. And I think even then they were still above their time at the time. These have onboard recording, and that's really big because in scenarios where, you may lose audio connecting to your camera or to your cell phone, etc., these had onboard recording in 2024, so 2 years ago. And on top of that, these connected automatically to your wireless device without having to use a proprietary connection. And so they connected via Bluetooth, which some microphone systems still don't do in 2026. These also have noise reduction. And so with a touch of a button, you can do noise reduction. With a double tap or whatever, you can, start the onboard recording. You also can customize the buttons to react the way that you want. And there's 3 different variations. There's a single tap, there's a double tap, and then there's a long press for 1.5 seconds. And you can program all of the buttons on the transmitter there, as well as the receiver, to do exactly what you need. As far as the buttons on the receiver, you have your plus and minus there, you have your power button. On the backhand side, you have your monitor ouch, which means that you can plug in a set of headphones. You also have a cable or 3.5 to the camera, and you also have a USB-C port, and that is for transferring data from the receiver to the or connecting it, whatever the case may be. On this, you also have the charging pins because you connect these microphones directly to this little mount. They connect via magnet. And then when they're connected via magnet, they're no longer powered on. And so they power on and off just by releasing it. And you have a touchscreen on the receivers as well as the transmitters that's really responsive. And that's one of the reasons that it was so baffling that this didn't take off in the creator space, because it's completely designed for us creators that are in front of the camera all the time. I think the only downside for like the more practical uses is that you can't plug in live. And so you're just, basically you have to use the top microphone there, and whether or not that was a good enough quality for folks, it's, based on individual preferences. But as far as the audio from when I use it, I think they sound really good. So next, let's switch to these microphones so you can see what they sound like. So this is what the Saramonic Blink Me B2 sounds like. And like I said, the audio sounds pretty good. Now there's a lot of different variations as far as like setting up the audio. You can set up the audio on the transmitter, you can set it up on the receiver, then you can also set it up in your camera. Now this is the Blackmagic Cinema Camera 6K full frame, and I have the audio turned down so it's not super loud. And then on the transmitter, I have them 0 and 0 on the transmitters, and then I have it 0 audio on the receiver. And so that way I'm not adding any extra gain or anything like that. This is what it sounds like naturally, and this is what you can expect from the Blink Me B2. So you let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Does this audio sound good enough for you, and would you use this audio in your videos? One of the things that is interesting and different in 2026 with Insta360 that Saramonic didn't have in 2024 when they released this is basically brand notoriety. Saramonic has always made, or at least the ones that I've tried, have made really good audio. However, they're more on that professional side, as they do some of the long form UHF and stuff like that. And then they moved over into the creator space. And in 2024, I mean, really 2020 to like 2024, Rode had a big lock on the audio industry in the creator space, from like the ecosystem of like the different Rode products with the NTG and all of those different things that we as creators were using. And then DJI, because of their ecosystem, they came in with the DJI mic, and then they were able to integrate that into some of their drones and their other tools and stuff like that. And so they built out this ecosystem and kind of locked everybody out for a couple years. And here we are in 2026, where DJI is on its way out. There's still product in the US, but until something changes with the FCC, DJI isn't going to be able to really release anything new in the United States. And so now in 2026, Insta360 has the opportunity to move in because they have a really good ecosystem as well. And so you're going to start seeing other brands like Hohem, you're going to start seeing Hollyland, you're going to see other brands like that started to emerge really aggressively in the market now that DJI is kind of moving out of the way, not because DJI wanted to, but because regulation has called for that. And so you let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. There's a lot of features in this microphone that we still haven't even talked about. And I have a full review on this microphone that I did 2 years ago when it came out. I put that right here at the, in the link here that you can click on and watch that video. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Is this something that you're going to consider with the brand new Insta360 Wireless Mic Pro and their e-ink display? There's a lot of features to e-ink versus OLED that this microphone has, and so there's a lot of features there as well to talk about. Hopefully I'll get my hands on the Insta360 Wireless Mic Pro, and I'll do a comparison video in the future. If you want to see that comparison video in the future, put it in the description below, because we need brands like Insta360 to see that the audience wants to see that, and that will help get them to send it out to me, because this is a brand new channel. So as always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thanks for hanging out with us. If you enjoyed today's content, hit that subscribe button below, join the Cosey Coalition. But as always, stay cozy in that crazy world, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.